Hey everybody, it is Randy with Carchaeology, and I wanted to get you updated with stuff that's going on. There's not been a whole lot of workshop projects going on at the moment because it's been so frickin' hot here in Southern California. It's well up into the hundreds, and that's just too friggin' hot for me. So while I have been coming out in the shop here in the evening, cleaning things up a little bit, maybe a little bit of morning work, I really haven't jumped in heavy to do any big projects. I have been working a little bit on the Woody Bug here, done a little cleaning and polishing, finding some parts and stuff for it. I've got a cool vintage surfboard to put up on the roof, and I've got all the brake parts and stuff so that I can do the brakes on it, get it up and running and driving, and so that's probably going to happen here fairly soon. I'm also doing a little bit of work on the Brubaker Box in preparation for Monterey Car Week. And one of the most exciting things for me is looking ahead at what Monterey Car Week is going to bring for me. It's going to be absolutely insane. Number one, the guy that bought the Brubaker is certifiably car nuts. Without a doubt, this guy is the perfect home for it. I could not be more thrilled with him having the car. We're going to bring it up to Monterey. We're going to boot it all over town, bring it to as many different shows as possible. And then after the event, he wants to bring it back to LA and bring it to several different places to share it as well. I think he's going to bring it out to the Pomona Swap Meet, perhaps the weekend before Monterey. Whether or not I go with him on that, I don't know, but might be fun to do. In any case, post Monterey, the plan is to get this together with the guys from Driven that have the really nice restored red Brubaker box. And so we can have a little homecoming, get two of these things in together. And then after another show that's coming up, which is the San Marino Concours at the end of August, then the car is going to go into the Peterson Museum. So lots of really, really killer stuff. And then, well, okay, I'm nuts. I've got all these projects in here I should be working on, but with the proceeds from the Brubaker, you kind of get that itch and you want to fill the hole that this is going to leave. And so I struck a deal on one of the most absolutely insane Honda CRXs ever built. And this is going to be a whole series of amazing videos. I'm super stoked about this. But it was a Honda CRX that was a joint project between Honda of America and the folks at Car and Driver magazine. The Car and Driver went to Honda with a crazy idea, somehow convinced the head of Honda here in the US to give them a brand new Honda CRX in 1984 and to give them an extra engine and drivetrain for it so that they can make the thing four-wheel drive with two engines. And somehow, magically, perhaps it was what they were drinking, the Honda guy said yes. And so he donated that stuff to the project. And the car was brought down to a shop called Racing Beat in Southern California here. And they converted the thing to a four-wheel drive, two-engine Honda CRX. It was on the cover of Car and Driver back in the day. And then after they did their testing, they realized that there was some room for improvement. And so they went back to Honda and said, hey, that was kind of fun, but can you maybe give us some bigger engines and maybe some other cool stuff? And they did. So the car was rebuilt in 1984 or 85 with larger engines from a Honda Accord 1.8 liter cars that put the horsepower up over 200 horsepower in the little thing. And then they also tricked it out with a body kit from Mugen in Japan. It's the wide body kit that people absolutely go nuts for. And some Recaro seats and a bunch of other cool period stuff. In any case, this car surfaced on the internet back in 2020, I think it was. So a few years ago, the car showed up in Florida. There was a big hubbub about it. The guy from Car and Driver went down to see it, be reunited with the car. There was a guy on YouTube that did a video walk around of it, visiting it there. And then the owner of it actually posted a little ad up on Facebook Marketplace for it, but there were no takers for it. Now, granted, this was probably right at the height of the pandemic and all sorts of stuff. And a lot of people loved the article. They loved the idea of it. They were going crazy over it, but nobody made the buy. And just recently, I was trolling around through the web, as I do, and I came across a post that he had put up mentioning that he had this car. And I had kind of missed the whole previous stuff a couple years ago for some reason, but I saw his little comment saying that he had this car, and I was certainly intrigued. So I contacted him. We discussed it for a while. We haggled back and forth, and we struck a deal on the Honda CRX 2. So I have paid for it. I'm waiting for the paperwork to show up in the mail here. He sent me tracking for that today. And I've got a truck driver that's on his way to pick the thing up in Florida and bring it back to the lab here at Carchaeology. And then I'm going to start digging into that to get it up and running and driving and looking its best in time for the upcoming Japanese Classic Car Show in Long Beach in October. So that means that maybe the Woody goes on the side of things for a while. August is going to be crazy with car shows anyway. So by the time I'm done with all the August car stuff, then I've pretty much got September to knock out the Honda. And that's what I'm going to do. So in any case, that's the update on what's going on. I'll certainly keep you posted with other stuff. Definitely when this guy Andy arrives from Germany, I'm going to get his walk around of the car, see what he thinks of it, and then we're going to discuss some of the crazy plans that we're going to do. And I'm going to try to film as much as that as I can to bring it to you guys as well, because it's going to be a ton of fun playing with the box here in California, both up in Monterey and down in LA. So until then, keep on digging them up and driving them. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for updates on the CRX project. Always loved those friggin' cars. I even had one once before, but this one is the coolest one ever. In any case, thanks so much for watching. Have a great one. Bye-bye.